Hello guys, welcome back to Logical Programming YouTube channel. Challenge 26. Write a program to rotate a list for n number of times, and they have given input L is equal to 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. So in this case we need to do right rotation, and number of rotations is equal to 2, and we need to print the output as like 400, 500, 100, 200 and 300, right? So the first thing we need to know about right rotation. What is the right rotation? We need to shift the elements from right side to left depending upon the rotations, and they have given number of rotations is equal to 2, so we need to shift two elements from the right side towards left side. So now the output will becomes like first 500 will be going to shift, so now 500, 100, 200, 300, 400. After this it's going to take 400, and then output will becomes like this, right? So for better explanation I'll show you this. Okay, so now they have given L is equal to 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. So now we are having the elements in the list is nothing but 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. So what are the index values of a list? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So what is the length of the list here? We are having 5, because we are considering this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the length of the list is 5. So now the first thing what you need to do is you need to shift this 500 from right side towards left side, and we need to shift the positions of this 400 towards from here to here, 300 from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. And after completion of the first rotation we are getting the output as like 500, 100, 200, 300 and 400, right? In the second rotation we need to shift this 400 towards this side, right? So now you'll be getting the output as like this: 500, 100, 200, 300 and 400. So we need to shift this 400 towards this side, and then finally you'll be getting the output as like 400, 500, 100, 200 and 300, right? So now what is the logic here? The first thing you need to know, right? So now I'm going to take a t is a temporary variable, right? So I'm going to store this 500 inside this t, right? And I'm going to shift this position from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here. After shifting all positions we are getting one empty place in the first box. So now I need to place this 500s in the empty place. Now I'll be getting the output as like 500, 100, 200, 300 and 400. Same likewise only you need to do in the second rotation. So now for this we need to write the logic, right? So I'm going to take here. Okay, so now I'm going to take here ideally. So now we can solve this problem in two methods. The first one using slicing and without using slicing. Okay, so using slicing is very easy, but the thing is in some exams they can ask you without using any built-ins or without using any slicings you have to solve the problem. So in such cases we need to solve explicitly, right? So now I'm going to define right rotation is my function name. Okay, right rotation is my function name. So I'm passing two parameters. L is nothing but a list and n is nothing but a number of rotations, right? So now I'm going to take L is equal to 100 comma 200 comma 500, right? And number of rotations n is equal to 2, right? And after completion of this I have to call the method name right rotation, right? So now in this I have to pass the parameters L and n. So first we will check whether it's working or not. Okay, return L comma n. Okay, yeah, it's working properly. I'm getting the list and I'm getting the number of rotations, right? So now the next thing what you need to do, right? So I need to collect this 500, I mean the last element, into the one temporary variable. So but before that we need to do number of rotations. How many rotations? So we need to perform two rotations. So for that I'm going to take one for loop for I in range of, okay, number of rotations, two rotations. Okay, I'm going to take one temporary variable. So I need to collect this 500 into this. So how I collect? Using list length of list minus 1. Okay, so now why I have taken like this? So the index value starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the length of the list is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So length of list is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. In L of 4 we are having 500. So this 500 will be going to store inside this T. Fine. And then I'm going to take for J in range of okay, length of L minus 1 to 0 minus 1. Okay, now I have taken length of L is nothing but here 5 minus 1, 4. 4 to 0 means 5 possibilities that we are having. So now I am going to take L of J is equal to L of J minus 1, right? And then I need to keep, after shifting all these positions, we need to keep this 500 in this position. So for that position is nothing but starting position L of 0 is equal to T, and then return L. Right, now execute this one. Right, I'm getting the output here. Right, what is output here? 400, 500, 100, 200 and 300, right? So now the thing, what is happening here, right? So that is the first thing you need to know. So the execution, so this list what we are having and this number of rotations will be going to store in this and this. So from here we are calling the function, right? So from here it will goes to here L. In L we are having 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Number of rotations is equal to 2. So for I in range of n is nothing but 0 to n, means here we are having 2. So how many possibilities are we are having? From 0 to 2. You can take either 0 to n or n, anything. Okay, now 0 to 2 means 0 less than 2 is the first condition, 1 less than 2 is the second condition. So now we are having two possibilities which are nothing but two rotations. So now 0 less than 2, it will going to take the first condition, condition true, it will come inside. T is equal to length of L minus 1, right? Length of L minus 1. So what is the length of the list here we are having? Okay, what is the length of the list here we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5. Length of the list is nothing but 5, right? So 5, length of the list is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. T is equal to L of 4. So L of 4 is nothing but 500. So now in T we are storing. So in T we are storing is equal to 500, right? It's good. The next thing, so here T is equal to 500. L of, for I in range of length of L minus 1. Length of L is nothing but 5. 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. 4 to 0, right? 4 to 0, how many possibilities that we are having? Right, 4 to 0, right? So now we are having is 4 greater than 0, and then we are reducing one value here, right? So now 3 greater than 0, right? And then 2 greater than 0, and then 1 greater than 0, right? Now we, sorry, 1 greater than 0. So now we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 possibility conditions, right? So now I'm going to take the first one. I value is nothing but starts with 0, and j value we are having 4, starts with 4. So L of j is equal to L of j minus 1. Now what does it mean? L of j is nothing but j value starts with 4, L of 4. So now L of 4 is equal to, right, L of 4 minus 1 means L of 4 minus 1 means L of 3, right? So now we are collecting L of 3 value into L of 4, right? So now L of 3 value in L of 3, sorry, in L of 4 we are collecting L of 3 value. So this 400 will be going to shift to here, right? This 400 will be going to shift to here, from here to here, right? After completion of this, it will be going to take 3 greater than 0. Now L of j is nothing but here 3, and then here L of j minus 1. 3 minus 1 is nothing but 2, right? So now we are collecting L of 2 value into L of 3, right? So now in L of 3 we are having, so it shifted to one position. In L of 3 we are having how much? sorry, in L of 2 we are having how much? 300. So this 300 will be going to shift towards L of 3 here, right? So likewise it like that we have to perform all the operations and we need to shift the elements, and finally after shifting all the elements we are getting one empty place instead of 500, right? In that 500 means that is the starting position, so L of 0 is nothing but the starting position. So in T we are having 500, this 500 will be going to store at the starting here, right? So after first rotation we are getting the output as like this, we are getting the output as like this. How? 500 comma 100 comma 200 comma 300 comma 400, right? And now it's going to take this condition 1 less than 2 condition true. Now so now the list will be modified, now the list will be like this, right? So now it's going to take length of L minus 1 is nothing but 5 minus 1 4. In L of 4 we are having 400, so now the T value becomes here 400. Fine. Now it's going to take length of L minus 1 is nothing but same, so now we are going to shift all the position. So this 300, first this 400 will be going to remove from here, right, and will be going to store at the starting, right? First we are collecting in one temporary variable which is nothing but T. The T is nothing but, so now we are having one empty place here, so we need to shift this 300 to here, 200 to here, 100 to here, 500 to here. Now the list will becomes like this. How? The list will becomes like this: 500 comma 100 comma 200 comma 300, right? So now this 400, now we are shifting from here to towards this side, so now the list will becomes like this. Okay, one empty place, and then 500, and then 100, and then 200, and then 100, sorry, 300, right? So now this position is free, so in this position we need to store the 400. So now in T we are having 400, this position is nothing but L of 0, I am going to store 400. Finally the result will becomes 400, 500, 100, 200 and 300, right? So this is the required output, right? So now how to do the same problem using slicing, right? Now I'm going to remove all the code here, right? So now L is equal to 100 comma 200 comma 300 comma 500, right? Excellent. So now number of rotations is equal to 2, right? So now I'm taking L is equal to L of, so a list can support negative indexing and positive indexing. So how can I say that? A list can support negative indexing and positive index. So now I'm going to take the list. So what is the list here? 100 space 200 space 500, right? So now a list can support positive indexing and negative indexing, right? And then 3 and then 4. So how the negative indexing will be? Negative indexing will be like this: -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. So now a list can support positive indexing and negative indexing. So now L of -1 we are having 500, L of -5 we are having 100, L of 0 we are having 100, L of 4 we are having 500, right? So now I'm going to write the logic. So n value is nothing but 2, so we need to do 2 rotations, means we need to shift this 400 and 500 towards left side. First we need to shift the 500 and we need to shift 400. So now I'm going to take here, right, minus n. So minus n to end, this means minus n to end, minus n to end means minus 2 to end is nothing but here. So first it will shift 500 and then 400, okay, plus I'm going to take L of n plus 1. N plus 1 means L of n value is nothing but 2, 2 plus 1 means 3, so 3 elements. So 0 1 2, so we are having up to 3 elements. Now it going to collect 100 200 300. So now, so what is the output in this we are having now? L of minus n means it's going to take 400 500, right? And then we are going to add 100 200 300, right? So now we'll be getting the output as like this, print L. Okay, see, 400 500 100 200 and 300. So I think if you know slicing concepts, it is very easy. If you don't know slicing, maybe you may feel somewhat difficult. Okay, so this is how you need to write the logic for these type of questions. Thank you for watching this. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe this channel.